Episode 2, Whiteout. In this episode, startled by Emma, Elsa accidentally traps both of them inside an ice cave. Depressed over a likely breakup with Robin Hood, Regina isolates herself.
Can we laugh at that too?
No, we have to laugh at Emo
Yes.
Henry.
Emo Henry. Okay, keep going.
Mary Margaret tries to restore the town's electricity after Elsa damages the power lines.
And has one of the greatest speeches by Mary Margaret of
Oh.
the whole series.
I am your host, Molly Southgate, and with me is...
Martha Southgate. I want to
And...
talk about it.
Rob Southgate.
Right, enough of this formality. We got to talk about
We
it.
got to talk
This was
about
the best episode!
You
I
think it
love
was the best?
Well, you know what?
One of them.
I don't always like Snow. To me, is just kind of You know, I don't.
I like Snow.
I like her fine, but I've
Now
never
that
loved
she's-
her. After this speech,
I've always loved Snow.
I loved this
Yeah.
transition with her character.
Well, they usually have her. I mean, see, when she's Snow White in the Enchanted Forest is when I like her. 'cause
Yeah, I
she's
did
like,
too. She's
kick
tough Snow
butt,
White.
yeah.
Yeah.
When she's,
I liked her up until when she had the baby, because then she's all soft. Oh, what's going on, huh? Oh, I'll help.
yeah, she didn't
I'm
do as
staying
much.
home and caring for the baby. La,
Yeah,
la,
you know what? That ruins moms, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah!
That's when they're no fun when they have a
She became
baby.
mayor as soon as she had the baby. What do you mean she's not? What are you talking? You guys, you don't even know what you're talking
You
about.
you.
She gave the speech after the baby, so how has she become born?
Yeah, Molly.
Yeah! Oh, this is going to be bad. This
Oh,
is
yes,
so,
it is.
So bad.
Okay, so where do you want to start with this one? You want to just talk it out? Just talk about the different things that happened? Because,
Oh, yeah.
okay, first of all, I want to talk about the whole Elsa thing.
Mhm.
Because in the last episode, we saw Elsa made Big Frosty
Big Frosty.
when she got upset. This time, when she made her ice thing, it wasn't because she was upset
I
necessarily.
like to call it an ice barricade.
Yes, it was
An
an ice
icicade.
Oh, an icicade.
Oh, good one.
Molly, you're going to be deprived because you're never going to see the icicades.
What even?
The ice capades?
Yep.
No.
What are ice
Sorry, no
capades?
offense, ice capades.
Sorry, no offense, ice capades.
What are ice capades?
It's like a show where they play music and people skate around.
Ooh, I want to watch it.
No, because that makes me have to go to a certain arena that I
Yep.
despise, and they don't do it anywhere else out here. So
Oh,
It's not happening.
Yeah.
That arena.
Yep.
Ooh.
the arena that shall not be named.
The arena that shall not be named. Don't say its name because it might come back. Voldemort Arena.
Rumpelstiltskin Arena.
Oh.
Oh no, I'd go to that.
Yeah, Rump Arena.
Rumble. That sounds so bad, Dad.
Okay, how did we get so far? Okay,
Wait. You know what? I'll tell you how.
Yeah,
Welcome to the Ever After
there you
podcast.
go.
So, okay, Elsa, the Elsa story. So she puts up the icicade,
Ice capade.
but she doesn't do it out of anger necessarily. She does it because on purpose. She
Out of
says,
desperation.
nobody is getting out of this town.
Until I find Elsa.
Right.
Anna.
Until she
What?
finds her.
She wants
Until
to
she
find
finds
herself.
herself.
Yeah.
She's
It's
got to
a-
get in touch with herself. She's got someone she's got to talk to. Herself.
She's crazy. She's only partly demented.
So she puts up the barricade, and that's to keep everybody in while she tries to find Anna.
Uh-huh.
And that is a problem because she still doesn't control her powers real well. In the movie, remember when she had her revelation, all of a sudden she could control them and she made the big ice castle? Yeah, that worked for a while, but then she still never really had total control. And this takes place after that. We're seeing, yeah, she still doesn't really have the control that
She
she
used
needs.
to. She had it for forever, and then all of a sudden she got upset and Ice Castle.
Yeah.
Ice Castle. Powers.
Right.
But no, I'm not talking about the movie.
Right. I mean
I'm-
control of the actual, like, yes, in the movie she got upset and that's when everything went haywire. Same thing here.
Yeah.
But she was able to control certain elements of it, and she also is not able to control yet because she's just not grown into those powers yet. Like Regina can control her powers.
Oh, yeah.
Emma can't.
Right. Emma cannot.
Kinda.
And in this show, we really saw that play out. Emma tried to use her powers, and she's like, I'm still new at this. If she could have, though, she can do fire. She could have burned it down. They could have
But
had
her
fire and
hands
ice.
were too cold. She said she couldn't even feel her hands.
But if she has the magic, couldn't she? She has like magic hot hands.
Apparently not.
Regina has magic hot hands.
Yeah.
She's got fire hands.
Fire hands.
Fireball hands.
Fireball hands.
Oh, whoa.
Okay, Emma and Elsa had fantastic chemistry.
Mhm.
I love them.
They're
I
gonna
think
be
they're
best
going to be
friends.
best friends forever, don't you? BFF.
BFF.
But
BFF.
they had
BFF. Emma, Elsa, friends forever.
But they had so much in common. Their lives are so similar, but yet vastly different. But really, really love them. I really like them.
Yeah, it's a good pairing.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that it continues. I hope that they leave her in Storybrooke so that Emma has a friend. Because Emma doesn't have... Her friend became... she found out was her mom.
Mm-hmm.
She was friends with Mary Margaret, and that's her
Right.
mom. She needs like
She
a
kind of
girlfriend.
had Ruby a little bit, but not really. She and
She
Ruby
does,
aren't that much alike.
But let's also remember, Ruby was Snow's best friend.
Right.
So, it's like being friends with your mom's best friend. It's kind of weird.
That sounds.
Yeah, dead
No,
silence.
I'm kidding.
Hear that,
My mom
Molly?
is nice.
Because I'm friends
But it
with
would
all
be
your
weird.
friends.
Right.
That's true. That wouldn't be weird for Molly, but
Be weird for me.
okay.
Dead
I don't want to
silence.
miss anything.
Okay.
Let's talk this. Okay.
I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to miss a thing.
Henry,
Because I'm watching it.
they were in the apartment, and Henry is fixing a basket of goodies
Okay.
for Regina,
Yes.
and it's a little creepy because it's like date sort of romantic
Yeah,
things.
it ended with the red wine.
But he said chocolate, but he said that he got it off a website. So I was like, okay,
Right.
he Googled how to do it or
Right.
whatever. So that made it a little less creepy.
Yeah.
But a crow came. I've never seen that before.
No, didn't we see the crow before, Molly? Didn't they remember when we said that in the other one? We're like, who delivered messages with crows? And it was in this one. It was
Regina.
No, I thought it was Zelina did it.
No, Regina just sent
Right,
one
but
today.
in season 3, I thought Zelina sent a message with a crow, and we were saying it was kind of like Sleeping Beauty. Do you guys remember
Oh
that?
no, somebody sent a message to Hook or somebody. Who was the one staying in the Neil?
That was Neil.
Neil
He
sent.
sent a dove.
Yeah, but somebody sent with a crow.
No.
I don't want to talk about it. It doesn't matter.
Crow.
Aaron will sort us out. Aaron, help us.
Aaron, help us.
Please.
In this episode, we know a
Yes.
crow was sent by Regina,
Yes.
and she said that she doesn't want to see Henry.
Well, actually, that wasn't
Right.
what she said. She was saying,
That's what I said.
I have a hard time and stuff.
That's
Yeah.
what Henry took
Kiss
Henry
off shrimp
took it.
burger. That's what she wrote.
as she doesn't want to see him, and Emma tried to comfort him, and that's when the power went out.
Yep.
And so we had emo Henry.
Well, that's because he had a total eclipse of his heart. Yes.
What?
So
I don't get it.
Be glad you don't get it.
emo Henry
Emo Henry.
sat alone in the diner. I don't care. Go on your thing.
I'm gonna put on black eyeliner and I'm gonna listen to the Cure.
I love the Cure. I was if emo had existed when I was in high school, heck yeah.
You
I
were the
would've
emo
been-
prototype.
I was. I
Emo P.
create
Emo P.
I
That's your
created
new
emo.
rap name.
What
The
is
emo
it?
prototype.
Um.
She's all emotional and
So
stuff.
David
Yep.
gives Emma advice because he knows a whole lot about raising a teenager.
Uh-huh.
No,
Yeah.
not.
He doesn't. All he knows about is having a baby
And sword fighting
and being a dad to somebody in their late 20s.
to a grown woman.
Yes, for a few weeks.
Yeah, she might be in her. I think she's in her 30s.
No,
I have
she
no
isn't.
idea.
She's 28.
Didn't they say that?
Yeah.
When was she 28?
When they said,
She's 28 for all the...
yeah, when they did a flashback, they said 28 years ago.
So for 4 years, she's been 28.
Well, yeah, but this has been, you're
No,
talking
for-
4 years in real time. This hasn't been 4 years in real time.
It's
She's
been
only
4
been in
years in my
Storybrooke
time.
for a few months.
Henry's grown like 3
Okay,
feet.
well, they're trying to hide that
Yeah,
like they were
yes.
hiding when Snow was pregnant.
Okay.
They're
Yeah.
trying to hide that.
Yeah, and his hair changed. He looks all different.
Yeah, by next season, he's going to come in, Mr. Adams.
With a beard.
Yeah, he's going to...
Just a neck beard. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh, that would be awesome.
Henry, he's got, yeah.
Like that, and it's just like spilling out of his shirt, and they're still calling him like Henry. Like, oh,
Oh,
it's
what? Like his name changes?
no, like he's little Henry, and he's like,
Nobody calls him Little Henry. So all of a sudden it's like, oh, they're still calling him Henry. They're still calling you Rob.
Everything becomes Operation Lumberjack.
Okay.
How do you know? How do you know they called me Rob when I was little? What if they called me like...
They called you Robbie.
Hortense.
Oh, yuck.
Yep. Hortense.
It turns out the ice barricade that Elsa had put up knocked down the power lines.
Right.
And Grumpy and Granny and who's the other dwarf that was with them?
Happy.
He was not happy in this.
Except for one
He wasn't
scene,
grumpy.
And for one season, they were all upset and stuff, and he
was
upset,
still happy.
and he was upset, but he was smiling.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Always smile.
Well, they came to Snow White to demand that she rule the kingdom and get the power back on.
Right. Right. When they said, you know what, you wanted this. You did the curse. That makes you the mayor.
Yep.
Because when we went back there, you were in charge. Now we're here. You did the curse. You're still in charge. So when we watched it the first time, because we watched it a couple of times, I didn't catch that. So I couldn't figure out why they kept saying, like, oh, well, you're the mayor now. I was like...
Yeah, I thought that was weird, too.
What
So
is
why
this?
wouldn't Regina be?
Right.
Because she had a...
But now it
she had a
explained
curse,
it.
And she was the mayor, and Snow had a curse. Now she's the total mayor woman.
Yeah, but she also said, they also
The
said,
total
Regina
mayor.
doesn't want it, so since she doesn't want it, you did the curse,
Right.
you're the mayor.
Yep. And I loved when David and Hook were talking, and David wanted to know Hook's intentions
Yes.
with Emma. And Hook says...
They were just standing there where Emma and was searching for Elsa, and
Yeah.
they're like, so, let's talk about you and my daughter.
Right.
And Hook said, that's a bit old-fashioned, and I still pay with doubloons.
Right.
Like, really? You know,
Right.
that,
But you know what he should? He needs to ask him
I
about
think it's
it.
cute. Let the man have his moment, his
Well, and-
daddy moments. He doesn't
Yeah,
get
he's
me.
feeling all daddy. Why not? Why not
Why
indeed?
the heck not?
That's right.
So Emma did find Elsa, of course. We've already talked about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
Let's just
And
not talk
and
about
and
that.
Elsa had taken the necklace from Mr. Gold's shop.
Yes.
Honest
Stole it.
necklace.
Yep.
Well,
Thief.
she doesn't play with doubloons anymore.
Right.
No, they just steal things. I
Right.
guess now.
Yeah.
Now
she...
and I've never seen anybody pay money at the diner.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure they pay.
Yeah, I just.
I'm
haven't-
sure they pay.
They don't talk about it. I've never seen money.
Well, okay,
exchange
it's
hands.
like on most TV shows. You don't really see people pay for things. You don't see people go to the bathroom. It's just how it is. You don't see them finish
Actually,
their meals.
Yeah, you've seen go to the bathroom, and yeah, I believe you've seen some people finish their meals.
That
Yeah, but
was like
typical of shows. Is
my
what I mean.
schooling, and I didn't know until 8th grade that the teachers went home.
Okay.
What?
I didn't know they went home. And
What did you think?
my friend said, you know, they probably go home and cry at the end of the day because you're so horrible. And I said, they go home? I was 14. I did not know.
How could you not know?
Oh.
How could you possibly not know?
Guess what?
They weren't human. They were monsters.
Guess what? My teacher never leaves.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm pointing at you.
What did you think
nice
about,
boop,
like,
boop, boop.
the people that worked at the bank? They have home lives, right?
No, I don't. I never thought about anyone but myself.
The only ones
think
that I
that's
don't
the
think
problem.
have a home life are people that worked in photomats. Because
My gosh,
they had
because
like
they
a
were
whole,
downstairs playing pool. and
right, there was
stuff.
like a whole world underneath a
Nobody
photomat.
knows what
Molly, a
photomat is.
photomat, they used to be like a drive-up thing where you'd go and get your pictures developed, way before
It was
digital
smaller than your.
pictures. It was like the size of our downstairs bathroom.
No, it was
What?
smaller than that.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
It was a little
No,
tiny
it
little
wasn't.
box.
It was, but it wasn't smaller than that.
Come on, don't ruin my.
It was
Like-
tiny. And people would have to stand in there, and you'd drive up, and you'd give
Like
them your
our
roll of
laundry
film.
room.
And then
way
they'd process
smaller
it,
than that.
and then you'd come back a few days later, and they'd hand you your pictures. That's how it worked. And Mom had this idea in her head that they had a downstairs to the photomat, and that they had
That
pool
was massive.
tables, and then like they
They have a whole
lived
party
down there.
room down there.
So
they
I'm
got all
going with
kinds
it.
of stuff
I'm going with
on.
it. That's the only person I could see your theory working with. Maybe they live their lives in the photomat. But
I don't know
teachers
what
went
we're
home. My
talking.
parents were teachers.
Well, I didn't know any outside of.
Although they'd come home, bring their whole class with, and teach here. So I guess it's not really... I'm kidding.
Boo.
Yeah,
That was a
boo.
bad joke.
It's a bad joke because I don't get it. So any jokes are bad when I don't
Oh,
get
then
it.
all of your jokes are bad.
I don't-
Wow!
Oh.
Yep.
You have something coming to you. Oh, I'm gonna get you real bad.
All right.
And I'm punching my fist right now.
Are we ever going to do this episode?
So
What's
there's an
happening
ice
in it?
avalanche. Let's talk about the ice avalanche. And Emma and Elsa are trapped inside.
Yeah.
And
The ice
and
avalanche.
Hook and David are outside.
Yep.
And Hook is so desperate. What was he doing?
So desperate. He's using his hook. Chip, chip, chip. It's barely doing anything.
You know what? He was trying.
But he's
barely
in
making a
love.
He's trying to get to his lady love.
With a dent.
With
Yes,
a dent.
with a Harvey Dent. He's from Batman.
Oh.
So
Oh yeah,
David and Hook-
Harvey Dent.
David's on the walkie-talkie.
Uh-huh.
And
And when Emma's like, huh? Who are okay? Hi, David. Okay. And
no, better. Are you kidding me? How are you? You can't avoid the
And then she
feels.
goes, can I have a pizza? And
No, will you guys stop?
then-
He says, Emma, and she goes, Dad?
Yep.
Aw.
Feel.
Yes.
Are
And
you
guess
guys
what?
even kidding me right now?
Feel alert.
And then
Feel
guess what?
alert.
And then
Feel alert.
can you stop saying that? Really, I don't.
Wait,
like
let me
it.
put my feelers out.
Oh,
Oh.
nice. Ew,
Okay,
there really
so-
are antenna coming out of you.
Ew.
Oh, yuck! From where?
Oh, yuck! Ah, gross.
Go ahead and say what you were about to say.
Okay. Then Elsa is like, "What is that machine you're using?" And she's like, wait, she didn't say machine.
No, she didn't, because she
You
doesn't
wouldn't
know
know
what
what
a
that
machine
is. What is that thing you're using?
What is that thing?
And then I almost called her Anna.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Emma, Anna, who knows?
Whatevs.
And then Anna,
Okay, I'm
Okay.
going over you. I'm skipping
Then
over you.
Emma says, it's a machine that, it's like a box that allows me to talk to the people over there.
Right. Well, yeah, because it's kind of
My
like having to
daddy.
explain it to an alien who has no idea what this stuff is.
And so she says, Dad, to
Yeah.
David, and then Hook grabs the walkie-talkie. Emma, are you okay? I mean, he's just so
Just dying.
so
to talk to
cute.
Emma.
And then Elsa says, if you don't find Anna, I'm not letting Emma go.
Right.
I'm gonna freeze this whole universe.
Right.
Storybook's a
Now-
universe in my mind.
I like how they did this because, I mean, very quickly we find out that, that's an empty threat. And Emma figures that out also. But the way the actress delivered the line, I thought was really cool because watching it, especially the second time, you could tell when she said it, it was completely like, I'm going to say this like a threat, and this is in no way a threat.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Because if she said it in a threatening way, it would be like, ooh, she's a bad guy. Nope.
Nope.
Not
When
at
you
all.
see it, when you see it the second time and you know to look for it.
Yeah, you can really
you go,
tell.
oh, she's really just saying, no, you need to find Anna for me. You know,
Right.
like,
And
I
she's
can't
also
get
saying-
Emma out of here if Anna's not here because I
But she's
can't
also
use my
saying it
magic.
Like, okay, I can't do anything about this.
That's what I mean.
So.
But she said later, Anna is the one who controls her magic.
Right.
So she said, literally she was saying, I can't free Emma if you don't get
If you
Anna
don't get
here.
Anna here, yeah.
So it was kind of a
So get
yeah.
Anna it and get her over here.
But-
I didn't get it.
all right.
Again.
So Grumpy and the Grumpy threesome.
The
Grumpy,
three-
Grampy,
Grampy, Grumpy,
Grumpy,
Groupie.
Granny, and Happy
Happy.
are sitting there fighting over the manual, which is in Japanese, and they're Snow's trying to concentrate. The baby's in his stroller, and she's trying to figure out how to work
And
this
then guess what
machine.
Happy said? He said, shouldn't we be asking Marco? And then guess what Grumpy said? Geppetto, what is he gonna do? Use some wood carving?
Yeah. Actually, Grumpy had my favorite line when they were all complaining and Snow was saying, like, hey, calm it down. And he goes, you think I'm grumpy now? Try seeing me in the morning when I don't have my hot cup of coffee.
Yeah, because he said,
Yep.
without my coffee maker.
Yep. Guess
Oh,
what?
Not... See, now
This
you have a
guy-
French press.
Yes.
So you would
But
find
you still have
a
to
way.
heat the water.
Yeah, but you can
But
heat
they,
it with
but
gas
you know what?
or
Yeah, they could go.
fire. Build a fire.
That's right, Grumpy.
Now you can say Snow's speech. Oh, the...
Okay. Well, no.
Beauty.
First, she has one of my favorite lines too.
Okay.
When she, because Happy's sitting there going, "My DVR, my VCR, my CD."
Oh.
She yells, "Stop saying letters!" I thought that was really funny. But she lays into them because they are being very obnoxious
Yes.
and very demanding. And she says, and I believe I wrote this down word for word, we shall see. But I said,
Are you in it?
yeah. So she said, I have had 8 hours of sleep in the last week. I'm breastfeeding and I'm exhausted. I don't need this. And she says, I may have cast a little curse, but I did not ask to maintain a metropolitan electrical grid. Oh, and get this. I'm starting to get why Regina was evil.
Right.
It was not her. It was you.
Yeah.
You. She's yelling at him. You have survived your entire lives without a light bulb. By a flashlight.
She was so great in that scene.
Her delivery.
Both of us to say it so that it got really loud.
Yep.
But her delivery, unlike mine, I was just doing a
Well, notice nobody clapped.
But she was so fantastic, and I just loved it. I loved her in it. I
loved how
seeing
grumpy
the
all
spark.
3 of them were. So it is funny that she just I've had it, and
You
gave this
made
great
her
speech.
evil.
Yep.
It was you.
Yeah.
So
I blame Happy.
Emma is
Why?
freezing.
He's happy.
Passive aggressive is what it's called. Smiling while boning.
Yeah. He's passive aggressive, the dwarf.
Yep. PA dwarf.
PA dwarf.
So Emma is freezing, and
Mommy is controlling.
Controlling. No, she's Emo P.
No. She was controlling.
Yeah, we said that in that episode. Remember when they were naming the dwarves? You were controlling the dwarf. I was Awesomey the dwarf.
No, you weren't.
And Molly was
Singy
Talky.
the dwarf.
Singy, talky, yelly.
Screamy the dwarf.
Yeah, screamy
okay,
the dwarf.
we had a Frozen reference.
Oh, yes.
Really? I didn't know Frozen was part of this
Emma
season.
is freezing, and Elsa said, "It's never bothered me."
Yeah.
Cold never bothered me anyway.
Good
So-
reference. Yeah.
And Emma calls her out at this point, that she can't control her power, and they commiserate and they, discuss their childhoods, etc. And then Emma's about to pass out, kind of
And
passing
she's like,
out.
oh, tell me about your son. Tell me about your power.
Yeah, she's
Will
trying
you
to keep her
courage
awake.
for you?
When Emma even calls her out, she's like, "You're just doing this so I don't fall asleep and die."
Right.
Yeah. So why don't you play along?
And then Molly goes, "Oh, it's okay." And then Emma starts to pass out.
Molly?
Molly says, "Oh, that's okay. Her eyes are still open." I was like, "Yeah, that's not what it usually looks like when the character's dying." But
Right.
okay, we'll go with that. Yeah, that's not usually the sign we want to look for. If
Right.
they're just sleeping. So David and Hook went to Mr. Gold, and he's
But she
trying to
opened
get
her
help.
eyes.
Yes.
Trying to get help, and he showed them a picture of the necklace, and David recognized
Yes.
that it was Anna.
And right away he's like, "I know who she is."
She went by Joan.
Yeah, because we saw him with Joan back in the Enchanted
We're
Forest.
doing air quotes. I just did air quotes.
About what?
Live
Joan.
podcast quotes.
Podcast quotes.
Okay.
Mouth quotes.
Okay. About
What are
what?
you talking about?
About Joan, because it's AKA Elsa.
Oh,
Anna.
AKA
Oh my
Anna.
You're a disaster today. So David went to Bo Peep's butcher shop and to confront Bo Peep. And Molly said, "I wonder if they're working on lamb, if she's making lamb."
You know what? I totally know that was lamb. That was,
Yeah.
there is no way. That was not beef. That was not pork. It was so small. I was like, oh no, she's chopping up lamb. That is awful. And it looked like a big leg of lamb sitting behind her too. I was like, oh, this is terrible.
And he has Hook go in the back door
Yeah.
and he steals her shepherd's hook.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all flowery.
Well, no,
and
first
fluffy.
they're like having this whole confrontation, and she's like, "We weren't friends," and
You're not friends.
yeah,
Oh no, she's nasty.
and then she picks up the meat cleaver like she's gonna hit him.
She
with
kind
a
of wants to stab him to death.
She's gonna
Yeah.
chop him with a meat cleaver. I mean, talk about
Yeah.
it's like worse than just like I'm gonna stab you. It's like chop.
Yeah.
And Hook fortunately grabs her hand with the cleaver and
Because he's
stops
come in
it.
through the back door.
Holy cow!
Yeah,
this
she's
woman's a
intense.
psycho.
He came in through the back door, but he stood in a little hallway. I like to
Yeah.
imagine he did a little pirate dance.
While he was back there. Time to do a pirate
That's
dance.
what you imagine?
I'm back here with the Jolly Roger.
Oh my
And
gosh.
has a little minifigure of the Jolly Roger with a.
He still hasn't changed his clothes.
Yeah, gross.
Oh,
And he's got that new.
And all that dancing's gonna get him sweaty and stinky.
yeah, ew.
And then he has a mini shower. Yeah. And he walks into the tiny.
So David goes back.
Wait.
What?
There's a good line here. Bo Peep says to David, in this world, she says sarcastically, oh, in this world, you're a hero.
Right.
And he says, in this world, I don't have to answer to you.
Right.
That's important.
Right.
He's foreshadowing. He's gonna have to answer.
Well, he's
She's going to have
branded
to answer to him.
in the other world. He's
Yeah.
branded. So did he break that or what? Because that's going to be an important thing.
Or
possibly.
does he think he's going to break it in this
Right.
world?
Or is
He's
that
gonna
inconsequential?
Grr.
The
And
branding
then-
is really only used for Anna.
I'm pretty sure she could be arrested for
branding.
attempted murder.
You mean for trying to chop it with a
Yeah.
cleaver? Yeah,
Because Hook
probably.
witnessed.
Yes.
They could just go lock her up.
And who's the sheriff
Take
now?
the
Grumpy?
keys and lock her up.
Sheriff Grumpy? No, Emma's the sheriff.
Emma's the sheriff.
Oh, yeah. Don't you chop up my dad.
See?
Get me a meat cleaver.
What? So what happens? I'm getting so lost here. So
So
David...
Hook and David go back to Elsa then, and he's got they've got the staff with all the flowers on
Yes.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Very foofy. And
Oh, she had a hot glue gun.
and he gives Elsa a pep talk in order to get her to believe in herself enough to use her magic and
Right.
try to control it. And she breaks through the ice.
Well, and at the end of it, he says something
in a
that
perfect circle.
that
That was kind of
Anna would have said. And Elsa's like, wait a minute, where did you hear that? And he goes, you know where I heard
Oh,
it.
word for word, yeah.
So that's what gave her the strength to be able to break that hole in the ice.
And he said, she saved me, and we're going to find her, but we need you right now to save Emma.
Right.
And so she breaks through.
I
They
might.
get out.
By the way, I have to warn everyone that listens because I might be saying foreshadowing at every little thing.
That happens in here.
Yeah, so
Why?
please, because I know what foreshadowing is, so please just make sure.
Didn't we see
Yeah,
a lot of
you don't
foreshadowing
believe-
last season with Pan?
No, we didn't.
Because it was a shadow.
Oh, yes, now you have the laughs.
Yeah.
Before
I got the laughs.
Woohoo!
I'm back on my game.
All right. So, they get Emma home.
Right.
Hook and when she gets out of the hole, who does she hug? Hook.
Yeah. Well, of course. That's her.
All over him.
That is her boyfriend. It's Hook.
So they get her
Whoa.
home and
What
try
is
to
that?
warm her up, and she makes up with Henry. He
Uh-huh.
forgives her, and David shows Elsa that he's got the staff, and that they can go off and find Anna together.
Right.
And in the meantime, Snow was working on her thing,
Snow
on
was
the
working on her thing.
electrical
Yep.
thing, and Neil starts to cry, and she picks him up and she says, "Oh, I'll feed you in a minute," and then she went, "Fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This thing isn't working because it
Right.
needs to
It needs
eat."
fuel. Right.
And
And that's how she figures out how to turn the power back on.
so she turns the fuel source on, and then she says, "That's right, it's feeding time." And then she goes, "Baby high five."
Baby high five.
And,
Did you do that to me as a baby?
No,
My
I
tiny
tried not to.
fingers.
Yeah, with tiny fingers.
Feed you? No, we didn't feed
No.
What?
You had fingers like little baby carrots.
you. So Henry goes to Regina's, and she's not answering the door, and he's yelling
Okay.
through the door.
Uh-huh.
Talk about feels.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
was
yeah.
feels.
And he said, "It's my house too, and I miss my room."
Because it was
And-
cramped in
and
there.
I'm not leaving. You're still
Yeah.
my mom.
Right.
Like
Oh, so
this was
sweet.
a really great
I'm coming
scene.
back every day.
And you know what? I was remembering.
And how many teenagers actually are trying to get in their house?
Well,
Most of them are trying to get out.
this
Help
actually
me.
mirrored last week, and we didn't talk about this, but last week at the very end, when Regina was behind the door,
Mhm.
and Emma went up to the door and was
Yeah.
talking to her, that was straight out of Frozen.
Mm.
Remember when
Yeah.
she was sitting there? Do you want to build a
wanna
snowman?
build a
Do you
snowman?
want
So that scene reminded me of that. Like when I saw pictures online, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That hit me. That's what it was. This mirrored the same thing.
Yeah.
She's behind the door. Now, she didn't like crouch down or anything, but it he got her to open that door with what he said.
Yep.
So I thought that was really a cool throwback.
Yes.
So yeah, that was the one that got me with the feels, even more than the dad, although that was
The
pretty
dad
good.
was awesome.
Yeah, because you're
And,
a dad.
I am.
So Anna, in flashback,
yes.
in the Enchanted
Back
Forest,
in the Enchanted Forest.
Anna meets David.
And he's got hair like he's a roadie from Whitesnake.
It's bad.
What?
And
It's so bad.
he's friends with Kristoff. And then she says, I'm Joan. Can I sleep in your barn?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he just calls her out on
Yeah.
everything. He's like, where are you from? And she's like, oh, Arendelle. He's like, oh, so you know Kristoff. Because it's the only person I know in
Exactly.
Arendelle.
And she's like, how did you know that?
Okay, now why did he call himself David? He
Yeah,
was James
I thought he
at
was
this point.
James.
He was
Is
James.
it because they changed the past?
Oh, you know what? That might be convenient. I think it might have been a mistake.
Oh, come on.
I do,
They're
because
smarter than that.
I think if they called him James, it would have been a little bit confusing. They'd have to explain it. By just letting the David thing slide, I think that's good enough. I do think, though, that that might have been a little bit of a mistake. They almost could have done it without saying his name.
Yeah.
You know, and it would have probably worked just as well. But that was cool that there was no like
Because he could have said, well, I won't tell you my name if you don't tell me about the mission.
Right. I was thinking at the beginning of that though. I was a little nervous
because Kristoff sent her.
when she first showed up. I thought, oh no, there's going to be a little spark of romance there.
Oh no,
not at all. And
No.
he was just like, oh, you're marrying Kristoff. That's awesome.
Right.
And it was like really supportive.
I
really
doubt he said awesome because I don't think in
I don't think
You know
that
what?
was a word.
Did you see his hair? Hey, David, remember the 80s?
Yeah.
He had awesome 80s hair.
Oh, it was
He
the
would have said
worst.
awesome.
He
So-
looked like a girl.
Bo Peep came and she wants the money that they owe her.
Right.
And-
Bo Peep was awesome.
And if they don't pay by the
But
next
for-
day,
for
she'll what?
For the beginning, I thought she was kind of even crazier because she was like, tea Bo Peep, cookies Bo Peep.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
What? I don't get it
What are you
either.
talking about? Did I miss
Bo
something?
Peep.
She said something like that.
Oh, yeah, she did when she first showed up. What she was saying is, oh, you're not
Oh
offering
no,
me
she said
tea.
you're not giving me. Oh, would you like tea, Bo Peep? Would you like cookies, Bo Peep?
Oh.
Saying that David should be offering that to her.
Now, reality is, no.
Why would you want her
She's
in your
like
house?
a nasty
No.
slumlord. She's so
Yeah.
awful. And then
Uh-huh.
she controls them with her staff. I thought that was cool that the staff is how she brands people so she can see where they've gone. It was a
And
really
they're her
cool
slave.
twist on Bo
And
Peep.
she said, now you're my sheep." And Anna wants to teach David how to sword fight so he can defend himself against.
We
Bo
haven't
Peep.
seen the spider and Little Miss Muffet yet.
Ooh, no, we haven't.
Uh-huh.
So they're sword fighting, and he quits because he can't beat Anna. So he's like, "Forget it. I'm not going to play anymore if I can't beat you."
I'm just going to listen to my white
and,
snake.
So she calls him out for being a coward and for quitting, and he tells her all about his father, who was drunk,
Right.
and who
And how
left
he left.
to go
and-
deal with his drinking, and he was waiting and thinking, "Oh, this is great. He's really going to beat it," and he ended up dying. He crashed the
Right.
cart, and
No,
2 weeks later,
his
a
last...
fortnight later, Molly learned about Fortnite
Oh.
the other day.
They said fortnight.
No, I did.
Oh,
It was 2 weeks. They said 2 weeks.
Oh, I thought they said fortnight.
No.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been awesome.
He's, but she's reminding him, you're not your father. So
Yeah.
Right.
you can push past this and you can do whatever it is that you set your mind to. So Bo Peep has Anna.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
she
she
branded
takes her and brands her.
So no matter what, she can find her, which is how David knows to steal her
Yes,
staff.
it's why that happens. He knows he can find her. But although, you know what? They couldn't see her with the staff at the end. All they did was they
could hear
heard the
her
heartbeat. So that was what indicated it.
And so David goes to Bo Peep without the money, and he wants to sword fight, and he takes out her henchman, and then he starts to fight her, and he won.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
And he stole back Anna's necklace. That
Well, he
Bo
won
Peep
by
had
being
stolen.
smart, too.
Yeah.
He tricked her into jamming her sword into that, which caused her to hesitate, which is how he got the jump on her.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I thought that was really good. I thought it was very true to his character, and it gave us a little backstory on David. Now we know where he learned to fight like that. Because boy, when he first met Anna, he couldn't fight at all. He was the worst.
And
it reminded me of Game of Thrones. There's a
Why?
thing where the little girl is trained by a swordsman, and it's so awesome watching that. And as soon as Anna started training David, I was like, oh, it's Game of Thrones.
Oh, I thought of Kill Bill.
What?
When she went to that, Kill Bill 2, maybe.
Right.
When she went up to that,
Right.
Nobody knows
Thing,
what
and
Kill
then
Bill
they
She
is.
went up to the dojo and he taught
and
her.
then they taught her how to fight with
Right,
swords.
and she got the Hanzo sword.
Yes. So there you go. But David's mom, Ruth, was the one who told Anna about Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't say his name, so she wrote it.
Um,
And David gave Anna his horse because it was his father's, and so he
Yeah.
was ready to let it go.
Let it go.
And and she says, she kind of teases him, and she says, "Look, you're all heroic now."
Yeah, right.
Because he
So
helped her up on the horse. and
the last
stuff.
thing we have to talk about is the ending with the ice cream shop.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesomely awesome.
Can I say it? So, Grumpy said, well, with the power outage, you must have lost a lot of things. He got chocolate ice cream.
Yes, he did.
That is the most important thing.
Yes. So he was in the ice cream shop and he
And he
said,
said,
you must have
"Oh,
lost
A lot
inventory.
of
Yeah.
stuff. And she's like, oh, no, we didn't have that much trouble. And he's like, oh, you must be lucky. And she's like, yes, look.
Hmm.
And then he walks out and you see a bucket of cream. She has power. She
Yes,
uses
and she
her
turns
powers.
into ice cream.
And spoiler alert, she has powers. And then she leans up against some freezer.
Yeah,
and
the freezer, yeah.
And she's just sitting there and stuff. And then the ice goes all around.
Yeah, so
She's the
she's...
Snow Queen!
Yes, she's the Snow Queen. So she's going to be
And
a
she's
problem.
not going to be a nice one like Elsa.
Now,
Guess
here's
what?
what I wonder. When we saw the Snow Queen, now she's from the story by Hans Christian Andersen, okay? I was wondering if we're going to see the White Queen from Narnia.
I hope the lion comes down the street.
Well, you know what? I really think we could have Narnia bleed into this. I don't know, but it makes
I don't
sense
want anyone
to me.
from Narnia to bleed.
It makes sense to me that we would have, at some point, Narnia come into this story.
No, I don't want Narnia in here.
You don't.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't want the
want
kids. You don't
Narnia.
want...
I don't want.
Okay.
I don't know.
Molly says no Narnia.
What?
Yep.
No, just no Narnia in this. Everywhere
No, I
else,
mean, at
Narnia.
the end of like this story arc, when they think they're done with the Snow Queen, then the White Queen shows up, and they got to deal with her for the rest of the season.
I'm waiting
And then
for
you
the
have a
Red
Narnia
Queen.
story.
I want a Wonderland.
Yeah, where's that? Well, we know the Red Knave is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And wherever he goes, his wife goes.
Oh,
Spoiler
yes. A
alert.
spoiler.
All right.
Is that it?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right. Well, I can't wait once again for next week's episode. Thank you for listening, everybody. This has been Ever After. You can find past episodes of this and all of our podcasts at our website, which is...
www.southgatemediagroup.com.
You can also find all of our social media links there. And follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook and Tumblr. We tweet from... Martha, you tweet from...
At SMG Pods.
And
I tweet from
You don't. And
Zero.
I tweet for the show from Ever After Pod or from our Southgate. So those are all different places you can find us and follow us. That's it. Now let's end this the way every great fairy tale ends.
happily ever after.
The end.